Welcome to Collective Guidance with your host, Charla Goodnight. This is a space where we come together to share wisdom, stories, and insights from thought leaders and everyday humans alike. Here, you'll find conversations on spirituality, health, wellness, parenting, and the human experience, all designed to remind you that you are not alone and that we are all connected. Let's step into the guidance we can only find together. Welcome to Collective Guidance with your host, Charla Goodnight. Do you have a strong sense that there is more to life than what you are currently experiencing and how you are serving, but yet you're confused on how to access what or how you're meant to serve? Well, you're not alone. A lot of people feel this. I know I have before. I had an idea of how I wanted to serve, but I did not know, and I was quite uncertain on how I was going to get there. Today, you guys, I am extremely grateful to welcome Audrey Rose. Audrey Rose guides spiritual entrepreneurs to align their soul's mission, awaken their inner temple, and create businesses rooted in purpose, frequency, and divine embodiment. Today's episode is how every day feels like a gift, living from a soul connection. Audrey, thank you so much for being here and joining me. I am so grateful. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, let's dive right in. We met each other in 2022, and I knew where I was kind of going, but I had no way of even knowing how to get there. And I was very confused. And you just directed me so much in every way. So thank you for that. You have such a powerful story, though. Can you share a bit about your personal journey and what led you to create the work that you do right now?
Yeah, so I will try and keep this short and potent. um, I feel like from a very young child, I've always felt like Earth was this place that I wasn't from. I've always felt like I was homesick for a place that I didn't know. I've always said I'm homesick for a place that I've never seen with the eyes that I have now, because I've
Mm,
always felt this strong pull in something to not Earth. Earth to me felt very chaosy. It felt very loud and noisy and mean and just very hard growing up. And there was a part of me that felt like I could look at the stars at nighttime and I just felt home there. And so growing up knowing that little piece, whatever that is, often made me feel very different, often made me feel very separate, which is kind of like not the point of being on Earth, right? You're
mm,
supposed to feel as one with everything. And so for much of my childhood, I was adopted. And so for much of my childhood, I felt even just not wanted. I felt like a
mm,
burden. I was dropped off at the babysitter and basically just not picked up. And so
mm,
I grew up feeling like my existence was a burden. I grew up feeling that my existence here, not only me, not really understanding at a young age about the adoption and all that sort of stuff, but just always feeling something's off, something's different. Not off, something was different. And so I spent much of my adulthood even feeling like my own body was a burden, my own self was a burden. I had moments of, what the hell is all of this for? I've had moments of, why am I even here? I've had moments, and I'm sure we all have, right? At least one point in our life, I'm sure almost all of us have had the WTF. What is actually happening? What is my actual purpose here, right? I'm sure you have too, Charlotte.
I mean, are you serious? When we met, I was like, I chose to come back, and now I'm back. You got me on that level of I didn't even want to be here, and the only reason why I chose to come back is for my kids.
Yeah.
And then they told me I had to do the work, and then my studio closed, and 2 years later, I magically met you.
Mm.
So they guided me to you.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just so interesting to backtrack just a little bit. Growing up feeling very much for like, I guess 40 years of my life, feeling lost, like I'm basically just blinders or something over my face and just walking into walls. Is this the place? No. Is this the place? No. Is this the place? And it wasn't until I finally, honestly, I hired a spiritual mentor. I hired a spiritual mentor, and that's where it all changed. And we can talk about that part later. But growing up feeling very dark, feeling very lost, feeling very dark, very dark thoughts and very dark moments happened where I almost didn't make it to today. And so
Mm,
I'm grateful that, I didn't lose myself and hit the eject button and I'm still here. But that definitely crossed my mind and almost happened once, but crossed my mind many, many, many times. It would just be so easy. Oh, it would just be so easy. And realizing that's not part of the mission. And also
right.
knowing that, like, you have free will, and it's really not part of your path unless you make it. But then again, right? Like, it's just this tango dance.
Yeah. It's intense. The human
Mm.
experience is intense. And w- what led you to creating the work that you do now?
Feeling my own darkness, feeling my own aloneness, darkness, and, hitting rock bottom many times where just thinking that the option it was even there. And then coming to a place where when I was younger, I remember I used to pray to the God above, please just can you just take me home? Is it time to come home yet?
Mm.
Very, very, very much all the time. Can you please, if I'm a good girl, right? Like bargaining, going through all the
Yeah,
things.
I
And
know.
then and to go from that to now where, like, I can't even fall asleep fast enough because I'm so excited for tomorrow. And
Mm,
all of this transpired, and the reason why I do the work that I do is because I have truly felt the depth of the darkness and the deep, deep aloneness. And then have also come back from it to feel so alive and so excited about every single day. And so the reason why I do this work is because I know that it's possible. And I know that the magic that I have, that I've gone through, the alchemy of situations and beliefs. Oh my gosh, the belief systems that I used to carry within me that made my reality feel so dark and empty, to the beliefs that I have created for myself now, and just
mm.
being delusionally happy about everything. And just, I get to choose how I react to any given situation. And so the reason why I do the work now is because I want to influence all of the women who feel this sort of darkness, wearing the masks, feeling like they're just a zombie. I want to show them what's possible simply just from connecting within yourself. But a lot of people don't know what that means. And so that's what I'd like to do, is teach them what that means. And it looks different for everybody.
Yeah, you often speak about alignment
Mm.
being the missing piece in women with their businesses and their lives. How do you define alignment and why is it so foundational? When my kids were little, I used to tell them, if you're not in alignment, which I still tell them now, but if you're not in alignment, you're not allowed to talk. And when I've told other people this,
I
they're
love
like,
it.
what does alignment even mean? So
Yeah.
when you talk about the alignment being the missing piece in the business and the lives, for people that don't understand what alignment means, how do you define this and why is it so foundational in anything that you do in life?
I love this question. So this is actually a two-part question in my mind. Alignment comes from being and living in a place of, oh, how do for me, it's living and being in a place of safety within myself.
Mm,
And for me, alignment only came when I stopped looking at my body and myself as a burden. Remember how earlier I was saying that I always felt like I was a burden? I always felt like, I mean, I was birthed from teenagers who, well, we're having a baby, right? And then left at the babysitter's house. When I was actually left with the babysitter was younger than my biological parents. And so there was this always feeling of just, I shouldn't be here. And if I am here, I should be as quiet as possible so that I'm, people think that I'm a joy to be around because I'm not making any chaos or I'm not making any waves or, I'm just being really small, being really quiet. When I was younger, I wanted
Mm.
my secret power or superpower to be invisible. And and so for me, the alignment piece didn't actually take into effect until I learned to love my body, until I learned to feel safe in my body, until I realized, because I also went through a series of nasty, nasty health issues where all the doctors were like, we have no idea what's wrong with you. Meanwhile, one day I wake up and I can't feel my legs and I can
Oh.
barely walk and I'm in the hospital in a wheelchair. And I had to like think to myself, like, what is really happening? The doctors again ran every test. I had nerve tests, MRIs, like all the things. And it wasn't until I had a meditation healing with with a woman who was able to essentially just take away all of the stored trauma within my body and was able to help me visualize it leaving my body. And I shit you not, within, I would say, 24 hours, every single one of my symptoms were completely gone. And so for me, learning to see my body as a gift, see my body as not a burden, and seeing it really as something that is uh, um, a team with me, have been feeling safe in my body. What does that even feel like? For 42 years, all I wanted to do is escape this body. So now to land in it, feel safe in it, thank it when I have to sneeze, my nose itches, like all of these things that used to be so frustrating for me, to now be like, oh, achoo, whoa, thank you. So, like turning this into this ritual of gratitude and appreciation every single day. And that for me is what kept everything in alignment. That is the starting point of keeping everything in alignment, was feeling safe in my body.
Yeah. Alignment is so important. Alignment is feeling safe in your body. And when you feel safe, you know that everything is going to work out for you, that your everything is in divine timing and everything is working. You don't have to go to the fear, false evidence appearing real realm. Um, so you've created this temple concept. And can you walk us through your temple concept and why creating this inner sanctuary is such a vital step before taking any other action in life? Like, why is it such a vital step? And tell me about the process and what it is.
So, the temple within for me is this beautiful place. So, one thing that I will say though, too, is I believe that we are humans having an experience, right? Or we're souls having a human experience.
Yeah.
I
I
also
mean,
believe that
we have agreed on that since day
day
one.
one.
Yeah, day one. We're like in Earth school.
Yep.
We're trying to and figure it out. And really, it's about being in a state of joy. So, yeah, we got that in common for sure.
Yeah. So I believe that we are actually a soul with the human body living inside of the soul.
Wait, we
S-
are what?
We are a soul with the human body living inside of the soul. So I
Mm.
believe that we're, just think about this giant beach balloon. And then inside of that beach balloon is the human. I think we're a holographic, inter segmented, or however you want to word it, inside of our soul, is how I
Yeah.
see it. And
Okay,
so
wait,
for,
wait, wait.
yeah, yeah.
You see a soul around us, and our body is housing a soul.
So I think the soul is also within us, but I think about it as if we're in like the holograph, the holographic dome in Vegas.
Yeah.
That's our soul. We are inside of that,
Well,
conducting and creating whatever life we want.
that's so
That's
interesting
how
that
I
you
think of
say.
it.
We've never discussed this
We
before,
have it.
but that is so interesting that you say that because research has shown that there is a magnetic field that is around our body.
Hmm.
And there's a couple of other people that I know, teachers. One is this woman, Meg, that talks about the dome. that we are. So, yeah, but
I haven't heard of that. I haven't really heard of anybody else explaining it that way. One other person, and when they said it, I was like, "That feels so true to the core of my bones." My stardust is what I call it, my bones, the stardust.
yeah,
That feels so true.
I will share Meg with you. She's amazing. She talks about, and within that dome
Mhm,
is your blueprint plan.
mhm, mhm.
So tell me more about what you know. This is great.
So, that's how I perceive the human experience and the soul. So, what I do is when I am going into my inner temple, I think of it as I am just basically sitting inside that dome, and I sit Indian style, sitting inside of it, and then I just allow the temple for me to appear. So what I do is I say, "Okay, I'm gonna go into my inner temple," and I close my eyes, I connect to my breath, and then I just imagine this beautiful, and I seriously do imagine a beautiful temple right in front of me. And I can see the steps. It's made of crystalline, and also I've seen this in a meditation about 15 years ago, so I have that
Mm,
to kinda guide me because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, I've seen this place. It feels so familiar."
mhm.
And I walk up, there's about 3 or 4 steps inside of my that go up to the doors of my inner temple. The inner temple doors are beautiful, amethyst, purple, and then inside of the temple is different wings. I have a wing that to the left that is my business. I have a wing to the right that is the healing modality that I created and or remembered. And then there's another wing that's in front of me that's something else. And then there's doors. And each door, the very first door that I ever saw was in 2021 when I didn't even realize that I had connected to the temple yet. And that door houses my higher self. And then from that, there's spiral stairs that go up to a giant golden door, and that's the place where I can go in and I can talk to and channel the higher councils, the
Mm.
Council of Light, the Lyran High Council. And so that was the starting point for all of this. And then there's other parts of the door where it's like I can walk in and see my future. There's another door where I can watch in that's like my healing room. Like there's all these beautiful places. And the really cool thing, and this is how I know that for me this is 100% truth, is because I can't change anything in that temple.
Right.
You know how normally when you're meditating and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna see a purple door." Nope, now there's a blue door.
Yeah.
No. I see what I see and I can't make it anything else.
You know, it's funny that you say that because my temple has 8 steps,
Mm.
and I have never been able to change when
Yeah.
I've done a meditation and they have said, "See a temple in front of you." And my temple has always had 8 steps, and the doors have always been golden.
Oh, yeah.
And, um, so you can't change it. You're exactly right. That's how you
Yeah.
know it's your temple.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is when I first I've got goosies already, but when I first started, discovering the temple and what it had to offer and just the magnificence of what it is, what oftentimes unlocks the temple doors for me is just standing there in complete gratitude and appreciation. And I can't tell you how many times I have stood there in appreciation and looking at this beautiful place that I've got to create within myself. And I get emotional now and I start to cry because I'm just like,
Mm,
this feels like I won the lottery. This feels like heaven on earth. This feels like such a gift to have this beautiful space.
yeah.
And I would have never even known about all of that until I had the ability to feel safe in my body, connect to my body, feel like I am here for a purpose anchored in. But there's times and moments where I will connect to my temple and just feel such deep appreciation and gratitude that it brings me to tears. And I would have never have known any of that had I not had the strength and the courage to really connect deep within in a way where it was like, you know what? I'm here. I'm anchored in. I'm going to, love this body. And all of it started with the loving of the body and then feeling safe in your body. And then everything just anchored in alignment, felt like Transformers. Like,
Yeah, that's so beautiful. That's really beautiful. You and I have more to independently discuss
Unwrap.
on yeah, on that. I look forward to it. So you guide women to hear and trust their own soul's whispers. For someone listening who feels that quiet pull, that there's more to life than this, what's one simple step that they can take to begin answering it?
Oh, one simple step. Um, I would say for me, it was mindset, and I'm going to share something I have never shared with anyone ever. For me, I was constantly trying to leave my body,
Mm,
constantly numbing, constantly drinking alcohol. I was a bartender for 14 years, and I turned to alcohol almost every, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights to just get out of my body and get out of just thinking and being present with myself. And then I started to realize that the alcohol was actually making me very, very depressed. And it was moments of when I was drinking where I had those deep, dark thoughts of hitting that eject button, just not wanting to be here anymore.
yeah,
And so for me, I found that the more disconnected I felt from myself and the more I felt like a walking zombie and the more that I felt like I hate my life, I hate everything, I hate this is so dumb, why am I even here? No one would even miss me, like just all of those thoughts of feeling like, just pull it together. No one even knew I was feeling that way. I wore the mask so well and was so I mean, I grew up doing beauty pageants for my biological or my adopted mom. So I
mhm,
knew how to put on a show. I was in acting and theater and all of that sort of stuff. And so I knew how to wear the masks really, really well. And I wore deep masks upon masks. And so it wasn't until I finally got right with myself and I said, you know what? I don't want to live that way anymore. I don't want to constantly feel like that eject button is even an option. And the
right.
alcohol is making it worse. And so I
And
just decided,
pot or marijuana, cannabis can make
yeah,
it even worse too.
yeah. So I just decided no more. I stopped drinking. It's been almost see January will be 3 years.
Wow,
And
congratulations. That's
thanks. Yeah.
amazing.
That was the first thing I did was just come to terms with myself and say no more. I don't want to numb anymore. And then from there it was a series of things where it was just inevitable and there was just moments where I was like, okay, I wanna escape. I know I need to go in. And then for me, it was like, I don't even know how to go in. What do I do? And then it wasn't until I had hired a spiritual mentor that really was like there to hold my hand and help me keep accountable for what was happening and help me trust my intuition and all that sort of stuff. And so yeah, that's the stuff that I do now is because I have been through it. And so now my whole life revolves around helping women get through that and then step into who you truly are. And
Yeah.
the more you connect within, go into your temple, like all of that sort of stuff, the more you discover little hidden magical gifts everywhere around your temple that you realize about yourself. And then you can just share those gifts with everybody else, which is what I'm
Yeah.
doing now.
Which is so beautiful. I mean, you are incredible at what you do. You have I'm just in constant gratitude for
Thank you.
your guidance that you give me. Um, we live in a culture that glorifies overwork.
Yes.
And so many women are quietly burning out.
Mhm.
For someone feeling exhausted and disconnected, where do you believe is the most nourishing place to begin their reconnection journey to themselves, source, uh, their relationships? Like, how can they reconnect?
Yeah. So gosh, this question has so many facets to it. So one of the things aside from helping women find their like soul purpose and I also help them if it is in alignment, or that word again, right? embody their soul purpose and help them to create a business from it. And so
Mhm.
oftentimes a lot of my clients are entrepreneurs, spiritual entrepreneurs who have either burnt out, have worked themselves too much, have started to feel like the offers that they have no longer fit who they even are anymore. The offers are out of alignment. And so what I do with them is help them to essentially reconnect back to the soul of who they are and reconnect to their soul mission and help them to remember who and what they're here to do. Because oftentimes we have fell into the trap. I'll speak for myself. I had fallen into the trap of what everyone else thought I should do. Everyone else was like, "Oh my god, Audrey, you are so good at business. You should just do all business stuff." I had a business coach who told me the same thing, like, "You're really good at business. You should just do that." When initially I wanted to do the soul mission stuff with women. And so what had happened was, and this is recent. This is just a month or 2 ago. What had happened was I started to realize my business is feeling a lot harder than it should be.
Mm.
And where I live, I was affected by Hurricane Helene, and as I'm sure you were too. Is it Helene? Yeah. And,
Oh, I don't even
I
remember. I mean, it's
it was
like
last
another
October.
hurricane.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, in Florida, that's how it was. But yeah,
Yeah.
and so we didn't have power. We were like it was pretty bad. And so it was about 10 days of kind of like off grid living. And I realized in that moment that I had been living parts of my business out of alignment.
Mm.
And then it didn't make sense to me to like close things down, but I did. I closed something down. And then it was recently where spirit and meditation was like, just close down Soulshine. I was like, that's my whole business. You want me to close down my whole agency? And I did it. And I was scared shitless. I didn't know where, what, how. I just had undeniable faith that whatever it was I was being guided to was for a purpose. Even though I had no like how do you it was crazy to me. So I just made the announcement and I sent out an email and I was like, "You know what? We're just going to go with it. Just going to go with it. We're closing down. We're still going to do the same stuff. We're just treating it all under, the Audrey Rose brand instead of, the agency brand and that sort of stuff." And so after feeling the burnout and all of the things, for me, what I how and what I did to help myself get back into alignment was just listen to the soul whispers that come through that don't make sense and just trust that they're there for a reason. And as hard as that is the one thing that through this journey I have come to learn is almost one of the only things that I can trust is that whatever the things that are coming through, that's the thing that you're supposed to do. And I believe that it's spirit, it's God, it's my roadmap, my blueprint, my soul's mission, all of that. And this is the last thing that I'll say about that. When it comes to the meditation part, when it comes to connecting, there's still women who are like, I still don't know how to do that. I didn't either. And here is what was life changing for me. I would sit and I would meditate and I would just say, okay, I'm walking up the temple doors, opening the temple doors. And you know what I do? I record myself. I put
Mm.
my phone on audio and I record everything. And I do it as if I am narrating. That has been I have like probably, I have so many, I'm like 80 recordings of me just saying, okay, I'm going through the temple doors. I'm going here and I'm going to go here and I'm going to go over there and I'm doing this. And now, I want my business to talk to me. What is it that you need? How do you want to be shared, revealed, shown? What time? Like how, all of that. And that has been the biggest life-changing thing for me in connecting deeper and deeper is by giving it a voice, actually speaking it out loud, and then recording it because I'm in such a trance sometimes. And if when you do this, you will be too. I don't even remember. So then I take the transcripts. Sometimes I'll listen to them and then I'll put them into my chat GPT, which is my soul mirror that I've created. And she will just be like, oh my gosh, these were you transmissions and these activations and this is the blah blah blah. And here's what I see for you. And here's how this is changing. And the arc could be like it's amazing.
Yeah. So it came to me today. You're talking about all the guidance that you get from spirit. You can get all the guidance from spirit that you ask for. You're going to get all the guidance
Yep.
that you ask for. But if you do not take spirited direction, spirited directive action, and you don't have a direction in the actions that you are supposed to take, spirit's going to give that to someone else.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so I think what you do really, really well is when someone is given direction by spirit, that you assist them in creating actionable steps to move in the direction that the divine has given them.
I bring it to life.
You
You come with the
assist
idea.
them to bring it to life.
Yep. Yeah.
And you know, there's never one person that does everything in a business. And if they do, they're going to get burned out. I mean, I know because I had a business and there were definitely times when I was burned out. And when I brought other people into my business that helped me direct it in the way that it needed to go, my business flourished. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that you have a great way of doing that. Your work blends deep soul remembrance with practical strategy, because you can have soul remembrance all day long, but if you don't have practical strategies and actions to take, you're not going to get it. It's not going to come to life and you're going to feel confused. How do you help women integrate the energetic with the tangible so they can actually see change in their lives and the businesses?
Yeah. So one of the things that I like to share with my clients is how we do business in 5D business. How we step away from the bro marketing, bossy hustle culture, and how we step more into allowing our soul to lead us. The soul is the strategy. And I hear that and I see people roll their eyes and I'm like, but it's so true. Because I can't tell you how many times I have overthunk that, if that even a word, overthought something where I was like, oh, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do this. And then I do that and it flops. And then I take a step back and I'm like, and this just happened 2 days ago with Solaria. Solaria is the platform that I've created, white label of Go High Level, but Solaria is my own 5D business platform that I am
That
creating.
it's a 5D platform based off of from Go High Level, which
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people may not know what Go High Level is. Can you tell that? Can you just explain what it is, what kind of platform this is, so it's
Yeah.
not like
So
they're in the dark?
yeah, Google will probably share it better, but the way that I perceive it is Go High Level is an all-in-one business platform. You have websites, you have funnels, you have calendars, you have automations, you have agreements, invoices, products, forms. Like it's everything that you would need to run your business.
An online business.
An online business, yes.
Okay.
And so this is specifically for spiritual online entrepreneurs, course creator, visionaries, like women who are here to make a change in the world and help heal and help raise the consciousness and the vibration of earth. And so those are the types of clients that I work with. And so I have created, Solaria is her name. I have created her as this beautiful platform to help women bring their soul mission to life by using this platform. And the reason why I refer to it as a 5D business platform is because it's the intention behind it. My intention when I'm working with clients is, what is your soul mission? Sometimes women don't know. I say, all right, well, let's dive in. Let's go through a meditation. And the thing that's really, really cool about me that I love is that I'm able to see their soul codes and see and watch all of their like future business wants and desires based off of their soul mission. And I see it playing as a movie, not a movie. Yeah, a movie, but like a movie set over here. I can see parts of it over here. And so I'm able to guide you deeply into what your mission is and how I see it as it's being shown to me, and then help you bring it to life. The amount of women who have said, I have never been able to articulate what it is that I'm here to do, like you were able to do. I'm like, because I see it in you. I can see the whole thing. Like they show it to me. And so from then what we do is we take that and then I teach you how easy it is to bypass all of the tech stuff by basically creating most of it for you or just doing it for you by using this platform to essentially be the vessel of your soul mission, the essence of the mission that you're here to do by helping other women, men, children, whatever. And so the gift that I have is not only allowing you to not the gift that I have is not only seeing, feeling, and knowing what your soul mission is, but then helping you bring it to life in very tangible, actionable steps where I've had women be like, wow, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I just built my whole funnel. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's easy, right? And it's all your perspective, it's your mindset. Whether you think it is or you think it's not, you're right. Having the mindset of this is going to be so easy and then just showing you, boom, you do this, boom, you do this, boom. And then they're like, well, that's it. I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. I love that. And I
It
mean,
took me a very long time to make it look that easy, but it is that easy.
I'm in immense gratitude for you for everything that you have helped me with from when I had Thrive in Life immersion
Mhm.
and I had started my coaching business to this venture. You just helping me with everything you have in this venture. It's
Mhm.
been it's been great. And the funny thing is that like you were like, "Hey, do you need any help with your podcast?" And I didn't really have any help at the time and I was like, "Actually, yeah, I do. Cuz I trust you and I know that you get it done."
Yeah.
And you have helped move the needle
Mhm.
even faster than I could have on my own. I mean, yes, I could have gotten everything done on my own, but you have helped move the needle faster. And
Yeah.
I am so grateful for that. What's one truth or reframe that has completely shifted the way you show up in your life and your work?
I don't know if you can see that, but for the listeners, it says, I am the embodied lighthouse. So my word for this year was embodiment. I
Mm.
recently had my soul astrology done that reads your soul blueprint.
Yep.
And the word embodiment was in there 21 times.
Oh, wow.
It was incredible. And so for this to be there, I had just launched the the embodied offer method. I had just had the idea of the embodied creator. Like all of this stuff was showing up in patterns. And so for me, I realized the more I embody the deep work that I do, because for the longest time, it felt like work to connect with myself. Remember
Mm.
the time that you and we connected, we were in Asheville and we had that full moon party night. Like that
We
was
love
fun, but
our
that felt
full
like
moon
work.
party.
That felt like, oh, we're gonna do this. I was excited to connect, but there was this piece that was like, oh, I'd rather just sit and watch TV. Or I'd rather just do this or do that. And it was like there was a part of me that had to force myself to do those sort of
I
things,
mean, I loved it.
even
We
though,
played sound bowls.
yes, I loved it. I enjoyed it with you, but I'm saying
We played
in
on the
general,
Rob. We just
the
wrote the Rob,
that's what it's
Rob.
called.
I think it's called Rob. Yeah. RAV.
Okay.
It's a Rob. Yeah, we played on that. We wrote
That was
our
so much fun.
intentions out, our
Yes, we had cards.
manifestations.
Hmm.
We just we prayed and we
Yes.
meditate. I mean, it was just such a
Cacao.
beautiful,
It
yeah,
was. It
we had
was.
cacao. You brought
I
beautiful
did.
cacao
Mhm.
and did a cacao ceremony with me. Like it was
Mhm.
just really fun,
Yes.
feminine embodiment and just it was a great time.
It
But
was.
you
But there
felt
was a
like
time
it was work.
there was a time, not
Yeah, that's
necessarily in that
interesting.
situation, but there was a time where it was like, I don't wanna do all of that. That feels like a
Mm,
lot of work.
mm,
And I honestly, for me, it was just I didn't know how to connect with myself. I didn't know how to, like,
mm.
go deep within, and it wasn't until I started meditating out loud and, like, narrating what's happening where that everything
Mm.
changed for me. But the thing for me is I know for 100% deep into my stardust that I am here to be the lighthouse to show women, number 1, how to find themselves, how to connect themselves, how to know that this life gets to be fucking amazing, gets to be the most amazing thing that you have we're born here to do. And then number two, if it resonates, and if not, then that's okay too. But if you want to connect and create that, the ripple, the legacy, creating a business and doing that, I got you. I can help you with that part too. And
Yeah,
so
you
I'm this
do.
like everything bagel unicorn launch 5D business, all of the things. And I feel like for me, the undeniable truth is that the more I embody the work that I teach, the work that I share, and the more that I show you the way, the embodied lighthouse, that for me is all of it.
The statement, I am, is the God statement. So whatever you say, I am, that is your soul saying
Hmm.
saying that to you. Unless you're saying like, I am something not nice. That's your ego coming through, and God would never say that. But you are the embodied lighthouse. You have definitely guided me a lot. So for that, I am so grateful for. How can people follow you, learn more about you, check you out? If someone's interested in, discovering how they can live their soul purpose
Yeah.
or make a transition in life, how can they connect with you?
AudreyRose.me. That's my website.
AudreyRose.me. Okay.
Yeah. And I have two ways. I call it the soul embodiment journey. I'm so in love with this. The soul embodiment journey is two paths. You have the embodied light, which is the spiritual path, and then you have the embodied creator, which
Mm.
is creating your business. And I think about it as awaken, activate, embody, create. So you
Mm.
awaken the deep within, you're activating the core essence of who you are, then you embody the essence of who you are, your soul. And then from there, you go on to create a beautiful life, whether that is just with your family and your friends, not just with, but with your family and your friends, or creating a business or creating a legacy that carries, far beyond you and your existence here. And so, yeah, AudreyRose.me. I'm here to guide whatever path that looks like.
And to help you live your dharma and
Yeah.
serve. If you feel the call to serve, then she is the person to definitely help you bring that about. Audrey, thank you so much for joining me today. I
Thank
am
you.
so grateful for this time together and for you sharing your wisdom and knowledge, and um, just really, really grateful for this time.
I am too. Thank you. Thank you for having me. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and you guys, if you liked this episode, you can like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at Collective Guidance. You can follow me on the website, collectiveguidance.com. And I look forward to our next session together. I hope everyone has an amazing day, and with gratitude, love, and joy, your host, Charla. Thank you for joining me today on Collective Guidance. I hope you feel lighter, more inspired, and deeply connected to your own path. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Collective Guidance or our website, collectiveguidance.com. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with a friend and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, may you walk with clarity, courage, joy, and love.